Good morning, America. This is Dr. Turi again from the Arid Zone. And before talking about the University of Idaho murder and doing the stars of the killer, let me point out something. There are a lot of people out there that are emailing us and saying, Dr. Turi, you are so negative. You talk about death all the time. And some other people said, wow, you're all about yourself. You're all about ego. Makes no sense to me. First of all, realize the truth is not within yourself. So if you want me to talk about yourself, meet me on Zoom. Then we're going to talk about you. Okay? Now, what I'm trying to say is, when I talk about what I'm doing today, for example, talking about why this guy is a murderer, why he was born a killer. When I do this, do you think I'm having joy? No. But my work is not for the idiots. Let me be honest and direct with you. It is for people who are able to realize that I speak the truth and I cannot be blamed for the negative news. Get it? And when I use someone as an example, is to help you to understand what's going on. So if you are oversensitive, you're born with tremendous stars that are more critical than they should be, God knows what. So get out of the box. Again, I repeat myself, the truth is not within your soul, it's not in you. It's by observing outside, by not being selfish, okay, that you will grow a little bit more into gathering more cosmic consciousness. This being said, my good friends, get out of my chest, okay? My work is not for moron, put it this way. So let's now share the screen and understand what's going on with this very, very dramatic piece of news today. All right, so again, you could see that a long time ago I wrote police requiem, and over the years the FBI and the police have grown drastically with weaponry, okay, but not in the spirits. There are cosmic reasons for born killers' victims to suffer premature death. Astroforensic must be taught at the police academy. This is what I'm trying to do. This is what I've tried to do for so many years, since 1995, at not success, not avail. All right, so let's go back to those news. We all know what's going on to those poor kids. Rest their soul, okay? Rest in peace, all of them. All right, as I said, I'm not going to repeat myself, but read that what I'm trying to do is to educate people, and a lot of people are too much into themselves. They can never grow. All right, now if you're looking for a very highly spiritual, well, go to India, go to the top of a mountain and talk to a guru. I am not a guru, I'm not a psychic, I'm an astrologer. All right, and I have a problem with stupidity. You probably heard that many times. All right, so here is a guy. Okay, Bryan Kohberger, can't pronounce his name properly, was born in November, and the deadly sign of Scorpio. If you don't know what Scorpio is all about, click on it. Okay, he is the suspect, and he is a criminology graduated student. This is all about Scorpio. This is what Scorpios that they do. You're talking about the sign of death, drama, investigation, a sign that rules the police, the FBI, the CIA, and it's an incredibly powerful sign. Now, the scorpion stinger is death. Okay, it's using a knife to kill you because it's jealous or insecure. Okay, now you have also a surgeon born in November. That's the eagle. Then he used a scalpel to kill a cancer. That's the difference between the good and the bad Scorpio. What you need to understand is, being a Scorpio, there is a tremendous amount of energy going on. Right now, the tail of the dragon is in Scorpio. And I wrote 2 years ago that anyone born in November, anyone born in May, okay, will be drastically affected by this dragon. But if you don't put your hand on my 2022-23 Nostradamus Dragon forecast, I'm gonna be speaking Chinese to you, and that's my curse. That's my dilemma, to delegate with people that are so much into themselves they can't get it, and they belong to TikTok. Again, same old story. All right, now it's very important for you to realize, okay? And I don't know how many of you recall my words, but in one of my YouTube videos, I said, Bryan Kohnerger, okay, must be a Scorpio, born in November, and he is someone who knows the victim, may be a jealous person. That's what I said, okay? All right, now, I also investigate the UCI of all the victims. Madison was born in May, Kelly, June 8th, Xana, Jill 5th, and Ethan, October 28th. Also a Scorpio, by the way. Okay, May, Scorpio. All right. And there is a very, very negative energy between the killer and Madison. Okay. In fact, her stellium, which means a lot of planet in Gemini in the first house on herself, is in the killer 8th house of death, receiving the moon, which is the home, the domestic scenery. That's where all the kids were killed. Okay, now I am speaking Chinese here to a lot of you because you didn't take my course, okay? But you have also to realize that Madison Mars, that Mars is the Lord of War, danger, machinery, knife, gun. He rules the animal kingdom and how they treat themselves with fangs and claws, which is their weaponry. Okay, so Mars, violent death, and Pluto, death are right in her 7th house. That's the open enemies, that's the public. Okay, so this is why I detect it, okay? That the FBI does not know yet, but Madison Morgan, rest in peace, was the catalyst of this mass murder. She's not responsible, the killer is, but because of the stars. Okay, I'll explain that a little bit more later. Let's move on. Now, to those who knows me, who have followed me for a long time, you also must remember that in the Brian Landry Gabby Petito murder case, on the very day that Brian was back home in Florida, I said, he must be a Scorpio born in November, and he strangled her. That's what I said the first night that I saw the news. I also said he went back home to get a gun and blew up his head, and his remains are in the water. Weeks later, I was proven right by the coroner. I was well ahead of time. But again, it is only if you take the time to locate, watch, and listen those YouTube videos that you will accept and realize my obvious claim produced by my UFO predictive legacy. Okay, now, how many of those so-called detectives who have read my work, because I put all this directly on their website, have investigated my work and realized the critical value of my cosmic teaching? None of them, none of those guys. Meantime, they did visit me, okay? After the second prediction of the terrorist attack in Paris and New York, they knocked at my door. They were right here, right now in my office, and I was showing them my software and how I work. I was speaking Chinese because they didn't understand where I was coming from. They were kids, like 40-year-old guys, maybe 45, I don't know. They were kids. No, they were educated traditionally. They were either religious, one was an Aquarius and the other one was a Capricorn. So I remember, that's my curse, I remember everything. And those two guys, okay, they were just like baffled. They thought that was a sleeping cell, okay, and wonder what the hell I knew about those terrorist attacks. And they are still probably scratching their head up. How the hell did he find out? Instead of actually studying, learning, and taking the efforts and behaving like true detective. All right. You should read what the police family says about my work. Just click on the link. It's right there. Okay. Now, indeed, the FBI and the police force, profilers and criminologists like the killer have so much to gain from astroforensic, but they do not know me, and the media will never allow me they will never, ever allow me or give me national exposure. because I'm a soul doctor. I'm a weirdo. I'm way ahead of all of them, yet they don't get it. That's my curse, my own personal curse. Do you know I'm right? Do you know I know something that's real? Yet I'm being laughed at because of those educated idiots and all the morons out there who are thinking and looking for the truth inside of their own selves. Doesn't work that way. All right, again, don't blame me for being honest and real, because if you want to delegate the truth, you cannot expect less from me than to be honest and real, period. If you don't like it, bye-bye, go to TikTok. You don't belong to my work. All right, again, remember, and I will never, ever cease to repeat that. A physician without the knowledge of astrology has no right to call himself a doctor, period, okay? And you're talking about Hippocrates. He was the father of modern medicine, for God's sake. Okay, that tells you how important his words really are. Yet our indoctrinated doctors today, how religious or too educated, skeptical, atheists, agnostics, God knows what, but they won't dig into my work. All right, if you're smart, just click here and join me. Learn about God cosmic design. All right, now let's look at Bryan Kohnerger, okay? Again, he was born in November, and he was born in the Death Wish generation. What the hell is the dragon? What the hell is the Death Wish generation, Dr. Cherry? Here, for God's sake, you got a book, okay? And you have a link, okay? Click it. Are you ready to spend a few days to digest 600 pages of my work? At 73 years old, maybe I should have probably have learned a few things you don't know. So if you're a kid, 30, 40-year-old, and you criticize me, well, just sit down and read, okay? That's the problem. Again, show me a reader, I'll point out a winner. Anybody who don't read is an idiot, period. That's how it works. Okay, all right, move on. The question remains again, who's curious enough to read how generations are blessed or cursed by the power of the dragon? Okay, when I was a kid, when I was, 20, 30, I wish I had someone with a book like this. I wish I had someone to tell me about what's going on with me, with my fate. I wish I had somebody like this. And if you don't know me, of course, you have the right to be skeptical, but if you do your homework and check my predictions, then maybe you'll understand me and you'll follow me. All right, let's move on. Let's look about this killer. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is a stellium. A stellium means a tremendous amount of power into the sign of Scorpio. Remember, Scorpio, death and drama. Okay, jealousy, resentment, suspicion. A sign that has a fixity of purpose, which is impossible to understand unless you study my work. Okay. Tail of the dragon is currently in Scorpio on his face. And as I said, those born in November are cursed by the dragon. And those born in May, Madison, okay, would also be cursed by the dragon. Now, let's move on to what's going on here. Let's go into the 7th house. The tail of the dragon is in the 7th house. What does it mean, Dr. Cherry? Okay. The tail of the dragon is the most difficult negative area. And in this area is a bull. There is nothing more dangerous, more stubborn than a bull. And in Africa, the bull is what kills more people than anything else, okay? The bull is very stubborn. That's why if you mess up with a Scorpio, you're going to deal with a Taurus. And who wants to stand in front of a raging bull? Not me. Okay, so what's going on? And that's why they kill. And the throat, see, when I say they kill Petito, he strangle it. And this cop who put his knees on this poor black dude and killed him, he had the same exact dragon as this guy. Exact the same dragon. He went close to his neck and he killed him. He couldn't stop. That's what a bull does. He's stubborn. Okay, he wants to gore you to death. The problem in this case is that this guy has always a problem with the public. You see, the tail of the dragon is in the public, in the open enemies, and he has the black moon. He has the curse in there. He's not aware. He's not aware that when the moon is proficient, when the moon is strong, that's when he's going to become at his worth. And when he killed, the moon was in Cancer, which means the beginning or the end of important phases of life. And then, okay, all these kids died. Now, Bryan is a antisocial. He doesn't like the public. He's very unlucky. He's repellent. He's not exactly attractive. Okay. So he built up a hell of a lot of animosity, and he always maybe fell in love, in his own head with that girl. Maybe he found it extremely attractive, but man, you know what? If I can have you, nobody's going to have you. This is the type of negative thinking that a negative Scorpio will nurture. And they don't feel like you. They just are a pack of emotion, like a tornado, like a volcano combined together and exploding. That's what you're dealing with. So when the tail of the dragon is in the public, is a very, very serious danger to the open public, to the public in general. Tail of the dragon in the 7th house. The moon is in Gemini, which means, okay, if he is a messenger of the God like me, he will have the gift of the gab, okay, gift of youth, duality. We'll write it and we'll talk. In his case, see that? He adapted, he lies. And I know another person born in June, okay? One is called Trump, and the other one is the crazy woman who has, Scorpius reptilious tongue in my last newsletter, okay? Marjorie Green. All right, so this is the house of death, which means he can lie, he can adapt, and so forth. Okay, so basically, one thing that is important, I have to remind you, okay, he was studying criminology. So if you click on the Scorpio, you will read the good and the bad about this sign. You can also read about your own sign, okay, and educate yourself. The potential is there, okay, to learn about how this dragon, because you have dates in these books that tells you your dragon, the one of your family, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, the Scorpius, the negative Scorpius affected people are everywhere, all around you. Okay, you got to be cautious. When I tell you people born in November and in May are the target of the dragon in the reptilians, I don't make it up. And then I'm proving it to you again today. The point is, how are you going to deal with it? Now, look in his mind. 1, 2, 3. The 3rd house is the critical thinking. He's got Neptune. So that is a given. Okay, either he drinks or he takes drugs. And he's in a world of imagination. Neptune, see, the fish, okay? And he's got Uranus, the sudden release of energy in his mind, which means he may just flip. And that's what he did, okay? And Mars, the planet of death and danger, is in Leo. Leo rules anything to do with teens, kids, love, and romance. So you're talking about a very, very negative chart here, and especially with Saturn, the great malefic in Pisces, okay? The great malefic in the world of Pisces makes a tremendous imagination, and since he was born an antisocial, dangerous killers, and that's why he was learning criminology, so he could kill and escape, and he managed. But obviously the police are smarter than his ass. So in so many ways, I'm trying to explain to you something which is so real. Yet the police force, the FBI, the CIA, and society in general is not helping me. It is not learning. And then you could avoid all this by teaching, and then you can help to solve cases so rapidly, so drastically by adapting and learning all about astroforensics. But again, who am I? What do I know? Okay, all right, this is life. Okay, sometime in the future, again, I'm into the future, you all know that, okay? The age of Aquarius will bring back this critical science that will be accepted as a serious discipline in our college universities. And I'm putting the ground right here. I'm putting all the bases, all the foundation for the children of the future. We have different stars than their religious or atheist parents that will investigate God, cosmic design, and revive Jesus' cosmic ministry, which is astrology. So, okay, there you go. Okay, here it is. Again, if you're an old student, you have the option to learn with me, and you you got to pay only half a price because you already have the basics. If you're a newcomer, don't be afraid. There is no mathematics in my work. It's all intuitive. It's all spiritual. So if you are born a spiritual person, again, that divine astrology is all you need. It's well ahead of any other astrology that you may have studied or learned or even teach. Okay, but that's me to know and you to find out. All right. So the option is given to you. All right, so I hope you have learned something today about the power of the stars and the tail of the dragon. And hopefully you will realize how critical my mission is. And again, as I said yesterday, share my work. You might save a life. Whomever, whatever read what you have shared may be a very smart person, a very curious person, not an idiot, and then will tap on my door and learn a little bit more. So you have been a channel to promote love and light, and something good will happen to you because that's good karma. All right. So by the end of this meeting today, my good friend, we shall see you again. Until then, God bless you. Be cautious out there. Mercury is still retrograde and messing up everything. This sucker indict me on his radio show. Never email me, never call me, never give me anything. So obviously, I don't think he's dead. He's probably heard too many good things about Dr. Thury being honest and being real. He doesn't like my honesty, like so many of these over-emotional people who don't understand, again, that the truth is not within him, it's outside. Okay, check it outside. That's what I do all the time. So I've grown to become Dr. Thury. All right, my good friend. God bless all of you. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.